Streets wisdom, church music, street wisdom. The streets wisdom, church music, street wisdom. The streets wisdom, church music, street wisdom. The streets wisdom, church music. Face the spirit of truth with no faking. Spreading love, we ain't down with the hating. If you offended by what we be saying, you gotta be careful the idols you praising. Stand on my word, I don't fall flat. We some big dogs and some boss cats. We said what we said, we don't walk back. You talk to me and I'll talk back. It's the host with the most on the west coast. We fall right here and they never could get close. They doing dirt in the dark and get exposed. If you a topic, you might as well get low. It's about current events, about real life. We sympathize and we know what it feel like. Gotta be soldiers out here, Navy SEAL type. We deconstructing the game, we gon' be right. Talking morality, talking mortality, talking about victory, talking about tragedy. With the charisma and the personality, he can do suit and tie, he can do casually. Something you have to see, give it a listen. Gotta tune in, you don't know what you missing. The game is so sickening, it need a prescription. We speak to the streets and we give them the wisdom. Talk to me and I'll talk back.
What's up with it? I am your host, Church Music. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. You could have been anywhere across the world, but you're right here, right now with me, tuning in, listening to Street Wisdom. And again, make sure that you like and that you subscribe so that we can notify you when this real when this real street wisdom drops and comes from God. A lot's going on. Lots is going on. And what can we say? I just, a lot of people are just so destroyed with these relationships and how they're working in, the manifestation with relationships and how they're working in this day and age in the 21st century. But for those that are listening under the sound of my voice, I'm not a relationship expert. So some of the things that I might say, it could be off or it could be wrong, and I'm okay with that. Because each one, teach one, reach one, excuse me. And I got a lot of calls, a lot of texts from a lot of women across the world that really were excited about some of the things that I have said on We're Tired, episode 6, segment 6, We're Tired. And that was a good space, a good safe space, because women they're willing to learn where they go wrong, and and they do have compassion. A woman will just think about it on her own time, and she'll reflect, and it'll let it sink in. How they're dealing with their mate or their loved one or their husband. But ladies, we do have issues. A lot of us suffer from just what we've seen in our own household as young men, our fathers and our mothers. And it hasn't always been a good reflection. So we might suffer from the proper way of how to treat a woman or to nourish a woman. Because a lot of men are intimidated by a really, really strong woman of foundation. And what do I mean by intimidated? They don't know how to level up when they're dealing with that type of likeness or a significant other, that power. That's why if you ever notice when a man has a beautiful woman, a great woman, is very nourishing, cooks the whole nine, loving, supportive, there might be issues in the relationship and he'll mess up. The first thing he does is go run to a lower grade of what is unexpected, a low grade, a hood rat, where she just wears a thong and she might cook for him because of the authority of his power of he's being recognized in the household. So when you have a dominant woman that has all the accessibilities and bells and whistles as well as character and attitude, those become intimidation factors with your men. And a lot of men are not expressive, so therefore you can't relate to his feelings because they're not expressed. Instead of him saying, well, baby, I know you got everything and got the premier credit and got all the whips and this house that we living in, you bought it. But take my thoughts and just follow my lead, follow my knowledge and wisdom. It doesn't exceed with money because it's bigger than money, and see how God can bless us from that. But the woman, of course, will say, oh, I get it, honey. Don't worry about it. I'll just have it done. So you destroy your man when you don't allow him to have the active ability. That's why you hear a lot of women say, well, I have to do all the man things and the women things. And, it's not that you don't have to. It's just that you want to. And so men will mess up their livelihood and something that they have without compromise to talk based on expressing their feelings. That's one thing that damages great men is our feelings of sharing, because we're dominant, we're soldiers. So we like to carry a lot, but in reality, it hurts us a lot. So there's always going to be a training lesson with each other. You have to know your mate. That's why if you ever witness a woman that has been married for 10 years and then she leaves the relationship, and out of the relationship she reveals that he was in a side relationship for 5 years out of the 10 years that they were married. It's just a complete disconnect. And allowing the man to have another relationship 5 years as well with another woman, another shooby-dooby that is not his principal queen, that lets you know that there's no attachment with anybody. Everybody's just out for self and do what you do. So we're lacking issues, ladies. It's not all on you. I think our concern is that we just like for you to be a little more gentle. You women have become so on edge where anything you're looking for red flags, which is already a doubtful or a relationship killer when you're looking for red flags. We all have them, including yourselves. No one is in liberty to judge, including myself. But I will have free will to say that, let us be more connected. I want to feel goosebumps when I talk to a lady that I just met. It's very encouraging and inspirational to me. I want to feel that, okay? I would like to know what love looks like from the heart and not the mind. Let me break that down for you real slow. From the heart and not the mind, because the mind will fail you as well. But I want to encourage women to extend your hand. Is thy heart right? Is thy heart is right with mine? And if so, and you believe in me and you love me, give me your hand. We all need words of encouragement. We all need to be inspired and uplifted through our significant other or our loved one or our husband. It just has to happen, okay? I mean, there's nothing out there. I mean, you can be in a breakup or get out of a relationship that was for 7 years and think that you're missing something because you're familiar with a committed relationship, and now that you're not, you're out here dating and the pickings ain't that great, okay? For both sides, women, as well as men. We have to get back into the course of courtship with respect to one another. Don't let my circumstances or me not having a car or me not having money the way that you may like, or you're not being entertained with 5-star restaurants, where it allows you to separate yourself from me, because you never know what God is preparing for you in the midst of his glory. Regardless of what you think it may look like, you never know. God is properly prepared for you. But through our worldly flesh and our worldly decisions, because of what someone might not have, a lot of money or flashy cars or property or whatever the case. I might just work at Home Depot, but I have the consistency to get up and go to work every day to bring home the bacon without scamming or taking advantage of somebody. So that allows me to have some type of possibility to be in your life. But because I don't have a rented Cadillac Escalade or a leased BMW or Mercedes-Benz with the big chains or whatever the case may be, or the expensive name brand clothing, you don't look my way. But you should always look my way because I'm a man that prays for foundational strength, to better my health, to ask God to bless my financial responsibilities. I'm praying to God and I'm knocking on God's doors every day. So in my book, that makes me top choice. But if your mind is frail and it doesn't allow you to want to reciprocate when a man shares with you that he likes you from the heart and he would like to do nice things for you, but he can't do it right now because he's working 2 jobs. And then you say, well, that's cool, but you doing too much. I like mine now. I want a bag. I want this. I want that. How about you just utilize, if he just says, well, honey, I got enough money where we could just do a movie this weekend. It won't be Maestros, but it'll be Bennikins. Would you accept that with a smile and still uplifting and encourage him that, baby, we on our way? That's all we want to hear is just a little bit of tenderness, just a little bit of sensitivity. That's all. We're all getting older. Some are getting younger. We're all figuring out our lives and want to better our lives. And I'm sure everyone here, those that are listening and watching, no one wants to be alone. Okay? No one wants to wake up by themselves without a mate or a companion. We're all getting older, so we want support or would like someone to go to the doctor with us in love and in kindness as we hold hands in the foundational of faith and respecting one another. Ladies, I encourage all of you to know your audience and know what you like from the heart. But I'm asking you ladies to focus on equality of just a genuine man that comes from God. If he's a praying man, if he loves God with all his heart, you've already won. As you know, a lot of relationships don't work because either the woman or the man is not equally yoked, or they're not operating in spiritual realm. So there's always going to be conflict or confusion. And the word of God says a woman that doesn't understand will always be confused. I just want to encourage everybody, including men, that enough with the egos, the savage behavior, the pimp likeness, the macadocious flavor. Eliminate all that. We getting older, so it's important that you choose someone that's going to love you unconditionally. Without the big old ass or the big titties, the flair. As long as her heart is right and she's praying for you and she's loving you and she's asking God, bless our relationship. And she's thanking God that you guys have problems. Because she's saying, God, you shall too fix this because I depend on you. For me to depend on you, I ask that you glorify us and you love us unconditionally and allow our days to get better She might not have everything, or might not be the best in the face or the best in beauty. But at the same time, you just always want to ask, why you want to change something God already put his paintbrush on. J. Cole, I like that. In closing, count your blessings and not your problems, because life has no guarantees. Utilize your days to be a better person for yourself, to better your life, your circumstances, as well as your children's life. Let us be great parents as the best that we can. Let us continue to communicate with our children, our family. Let us have dinner at the tables without cell phones. Let us all get back to holding hands and enjoying laughs and fellowship at the dinner table with our loved ones and family and friends. Let's start looking at life. If we didn't have social media, how would we obtain? How would we gain? Those are what's important. Moving forward with God's grace. I thank you. I really do thank you for joining me. I am your host with the most, Church Music, Street Wisdom Podcast. Talk to me and I'll talk back. Thank you for joining me.